Episode 53. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the free games for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Xbox, as well as desperation setting in on both sides, Casey. Gamers and scalpers are getting out of control. Also tonight, Tetris 99.
Goodness.
Tetris 99 started the 18th Maximus Cup today. Super Mario All-Stars theme. And then we got
I need to go look at that one.
And then we have the Game Awards tonight. We're going to talk about the categories, the nominees, and who do we think is going to win. Next week, the award show is next week on Thursday the 10th, so I think it's going to be a good show. So before we start, have you got any interesting pickups during the week, or?
Yeah. I picked up a couple Sega CD games. And I've been picking up box Jaguar games.
Okay.
But after when I was on my I'm sorry, I'm making picks right now. Hold on. But I picked up when I was doing my stream.
Right.
GMTA suggested that. Well, I've been telling them that I want to do other systems.
Right.
And instead of just playing the PS4 or the Xbox One, I mean, I wanted something to play some of these other games, stream them.
I'm sure you want to stream Switch games too, right?
Oh yeah, I mean that's one of the biggest ones. I mean, but so I picked up a game card, a splitter, like you said. So I'm gonna try to get something going. I can't promise it's gonna be pretty because I'm gonna try a test this weekend.
Well, did you get it already? Did it come in the mail, or are you still waiting for it?
Oh, I got the stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna try this laptop, but this one has the mini HDMI port, so I'm probably had to go get adapter that goes from mini to normal.
Right.
Or my mom has a laptop in there with a HDMI that she's not using, so I can try it with that one. So
yeah, as long as the laptop meets the system requirements for the capture device that you bought.
Yeah.
You can just test it out, make sure your streams will run smooth, stuff like that. If you need any help with that, I'll definitely help you out. I could sit in on your test streams and let you know how it looks and how it sounds and everything until you get it just right.
Sounds like an idea.
So, I got nothing going on until Sunday anyways. When I take back the Cards Against Humanity Championship.
We really need to stack the game up now. Yeah, we have other people coming, but we need more people than... I think last time it was like, 4 people, and Drew had to join?
The last time I played was the Labor Day party. That's the night Jen won, the first time. It was me, you, Frank, Jen, and Justin. That was it.
Yeah. So, we really need to stack up the cards. We really can't let them retain the championship in Ohio.
Well, let me tell you something. Drew said that if Jen wins again,
yeah,
he might have to go to the next step and even go to a higher level.
Well, I told Drew, it's like, what about if this fails? And we need a backup plan.
Well, he did say too, what if he's already gone to that next level? Casey, what if the fix is in? What if we're gonna have ourselves our very own derailed screw job?
Oh, I think that's already happened. I mean, I still say I think Frank and Jen are on the inside, even though they're shown. I still come on. I mean, this is supposedly cheater calling another postal cheater supposedly cheaters. So
So, guys, if you want to find out how the Cards Against Humanity game turns out, you got to tune into Derailed this Sunday night. Derailed episode 143 starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Cards Against Humanity will start around 11:15 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be a good game. The deck has been stacked. It's been stacked about as high as it can be. It's going to be a hell of a game. And if you want a spoiler, just look at my Twitter account. That's all I'm going to say. With that being said, Casey, first bit of news here: the free games for PlayStation Plus, Worms Rumble on the PS5, also Just Cause 4, and Rocket Arena, available for the month of December on PS4. I didn't know the Worms games were still a thing. I thought the last one was Worms Armageddon.
none of them sounds appealing to me.
I agree. Rocket Arena, of course, not to be mistaken with Rocket League.
What exactly is this?
I've seen... I know Rocket Arena, the title's familiar, but I don't remember if that's the game on with the players on roller skates and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That might be it. I mean, that game, if that's it looked pretty cool. Just Cause 4, of course, the Just Cause series started on the PS3. Just Cause 4 being the latest game in the series. That's a series that people either love it or hate it. From what I've seen of the game, it looks pretty cool. So now that it's free, I might download it and check it out. I mean, why the fuck not? It's free, right?
True, good point. What the thing is, for me, I don't mind trying new games, but when I'm already like 3-4 games behind, I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, I know that feeling because there's a couple games on my list that I started playing and haven't finished yet, and I've been meaning to go back to.
Well, I mean, like people hype about some of these games that like they're finally at their 4th or 5th version sequel of the game, and I'm like, I never played it. I'm like, I don't want to get into it because I'm like, I don't like. I'm gonna get in there and like, what's going on, you know?
I mean, sorry about that, guys. I was just readjusting the mic, so that noise there. I apologize, but there are some games that have sequels that each game is its own story. So even if you come in the middle of the series, it won't matter. But those kinds of series are, few and far between. Most sequels, if you don't come in from the beginning, you're going to be confused.
Yeah. I mean, Zelda's one of those. I mean, you don't need to play the first one to play up to Breath of the Wild. I mean, none of them are really linked from one to the other.
I mean they have that little bit of consistent story, but each game is like its own story wrapped around that consistent story.
Yeah, like the angry video game nerd. I happened to fell asleep. No, I mean, I was waking up and I was hearing them talking about the timeline of Zelda, and he says you don't need to have to play the first one to play the third one or even the 13th one.
Right.
So, I know what the Assassin's Creeds. I guess they have all different stories behind them, but they pump those. That's another thing. Like when they pump these games every year or two, I feel they really don't put any good efforts in them.
Yeah, that's why I prefer the games that take like 3, 4, even 5 years to come out, because you know you're going to get some kind of good quality out of them most of the time.
Well, I'm saying like games that like kind of does the Madden kind of where they'll have a game every year.
Yeah, their
And
$60 roster update. That's pretty much all it
yeah,
is. Or in this
so
case, now it's going to be $70 roster update.
you do eventually goes up. But you know what? Back in the day, some of the retro games, even like the Super Nintendo games, they were more than $60 back in the day. I mean, shit. There's a Sega Genesis game. They pretty much made. You know how Super Nintendo had the FX chip.
Yeah.
Back in the day, when Sega was trying to compete with that, this is what had them towards the 32X. They had their version of the FX chip. They made one game that utilized their version of it, and they priced it at $100.
Jesus.
And they're like, yeah, and they're like, no one's gonna want to pay $100 for each game, and it's very much true unless you one of those nuts that like got to have like the top ultra deluxe version of a game.
Yeah, man, it's like, and that was back in the day when games were only $50. So someone selling a game for twice the price, I would imagine it didn't do very well.
No. Oh, well, I mean, actually, now that game is like cheap as hell. I mean, like, I think the price sticker says $11.
Well, I mean, it's what, nearly. It's probably about a 28-year-old game by now,
Yeah.
so that would make sense.
Yeah, well, think about it. It was still $100 game. I mean, how many people are actually paid? If you've had, yeah, it had some big graphics, but when this game came out, they were getting close to the 32X era and Sega Saturn. So
I remember when when Super Mario Kart, the very first Mario Kart, was revolutionary with the graphics and the 3D style, and that game and F-Zero like blew people away.
well, yeah, well, F-Zero, that was using Mode 7, and I think they did the same with Mario Kart. I mean, shit. I was talking about the Jaguar. They have a rip-off version of that. It's called Atari Kart.
Right.
And it looks close to it. You know what I mean? They have it's almost like a good knockoff of Mario Kart. And shit, you know what? I came across a box copy. I mean, I think they were selling it for like $250, or it was either $150 or $250. And like, god damn!
Wow.
Yeah.
So going back to the free games, PlayStation again, Worms Rumble, Rocket Arena, Just Cause 4 are available until January 5th. Xbox, you get this month, they're giving away The Raven Remastered, Bleed 2, Saints Row Gat Out of Hell, and they are giving away Stacking. In my opinion, Stacking sucks. I played it on PS3. I found it to be a very boring game. I dropped it after like an hour. Bleed 2 sounds familiar, never played it. The Raven Remastered. When I think of The Raven, I think of that long-winded poem by Edgar Allan Poe. Saints Row Gat Out of Hell is probably the most appealing game on that list.
I agree. Which system is this for again?
The Xbox One and backwards compatible games for the Xbox One and
Okay.
Series X.
Is there a difference between the PS5 and PS4? Is that the same across the board as well?
Worms Rumble is, I know for a fact it's playable on PS5. I believe the other two are just PS4 games, although they might be playable on PS5. The article I read didn't mention if they were playable on PS5, but supposedly 99.9% of the PS4 library is supposed to be backwards compatible, so I would imagine they work.
No, I meant for the the PlayStation Plus awards. Is it the free games? Is that on the same on the PS5 as it is on for the PS4?
Yeah, I would imagine they're on there. Yeah, I would think so.
Okay, I agree. I was kind of hoping there'll be a different set of games for the PS4.
Yeah, I mean the way their PlayStation's going to handle it now, because they're you know how they're boasting that PS Plus games will be available on PS4 and PS5, so I think they're just going to be cross-platform. Um,
Yeah.
so we got Tetris 99, the Maximus Cup, 18th Maximus Cup started this morning, 2 a.m. and will run until Tuesday, next Tuesday at 2 a.m. It is the 18th Maximus Cup. This is the first new one in quite a while, being the 16th and 17th Maximus Cups, where re-releases, second chances, if you will, for people that missed out on the getting the backgrounds from Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion 3, Ring Fit, and I believe Pokemon. I believe this is the newest one since the Origami King Maximus Cup, and that was back in July. This one is Super Mario All-Stars themed. When you play, it'll have the Super Mario Bros. 1 and 2 music in the background. Of course, the music will change throughout the gameplay depending on how you're doing in the Tetris game. The background will be the design of Super Mario Bros. 1 and 2. Looks pretty neat. Looking forward to playing through it. Of course, 100 Maximus points will unlock you the background and profile icon for the Maximus Cup set this time around.
I need to get back into playing Tetris 99. It's just been a while. I've been playing a bunch of other things. I mean, oh, you know what? Talk about that. I was playing a couple of my streams. I got 2 copyrights hit the last couple days.
Well, I noticed you were streaming Spider-Man, but I didn't watch that because I don't want to be spoiled. Obviously, I'm going to play it when I get my PS5 eventually. Same thing with Sackboy. I saw you and Frank were playing Fortnite last night. I was watching for a little bit.
Yeah. I got one for Sackboy. Or is it Sockboy?
No, it's Sackboy. You had it right.
I got a copyright because it was playing a song. It was doing a remix version, and I got a copyright for that one. And then last night, before Frank got on, someone was playing the Rick. Was it the one Rick Rolled one? Is that Rick Ross or
Rick Astley?
Yeah.
Yeah, Never Gonna Give You Up, that one.
Yeah, well, one guy was doing his emote that played that song. I was like, oh shit, I'll probably get copyright, and yes, I did.
So you got copyright ID claims. Thankfully, those aren't strikes. You can go into your video though and click on it, and where it says "See Actions," you can mute that. You can have it mute that part of the stream, and it will remove the ID content ID match.
Well, one was totally blocked, so I was like, screw it. I was like, no one's gonna want to go back and watch a stream, so I deleted a couple of them just in case something. I'm like no one's gonna go watch a stream. They like to watch it live, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's always good to have the VODs up. You know, to have them up for people that did want to watch live and couldn't. That's why I upload my streams. You know, in case anyone wants to watch them, they're there.
I do have a funny bit. It's easier to find on Frank's stream that we did last night. If you go back, what I said was at the 36-minute mark, but I suggest go back a few seconds and play the few like between 15 seconds. It was hilarious. But it was great because it's right at 36-minute mark when I did the joke.
A part of your stream I was watching was when Frank was showing you that racetrack thing he made, and you guys were taking laps around and you kept falling off.
Yeah, I couldn't believe all the stuff he put into it. I'm like, damn.
I didn't know that stuff stays. I thought it just gets erased after a while.
Well, I think some that did. He made. What's funny? He made the World Trade. Well, he made one of the World Trade Centers, and he was making the second one. Like Frank, this could be fucked up.
Hey, it would be fine as long as he didn't have any airplanes crash into him.
or it come crumbling down. But yeah, I highly suggest at least go see that spot right there. It was kind of funny. It's kind of fucked up what he said, but it was kind of funny though too.
I'll have to check that out. Casey, desperation setting in with these gamers that want PS5s. Have you heard about the story of the buyer that set up a scalper to be mugged in Canada?
No.
So it was the middle of the night. I'm guessing this happened, I believe it was a few days ago or maybe last week, like late last week. It was reported on a few days ago. It was the middle of the night. The seller was lured out to a parking lot after midnight, and there was a car parked in the parking lot that just so happened to have their dash cam running. I guess this person has it running so that they can, protect their car or whatnot.
Yeah.
And the seller meets the buyer in this parking lot in front of this car. Now, they're about to make the deal. The seller is about to, hand over the console. When the buyer has two of his friends jump the seller from behind with bear spray. Got the guy in the face, took his PS5, and they started running. They started running away with the guy's PS5. The scalper managed to grab a hold of the guy that had the console in his hand, knocked it out of his hand, starts beating the shit out of this guy. And I mean, he was kicking this dude's ass in the parking lot. And the other two guys turned around and then they got the guy again with the bear spray. Yeah. And then they mugged the guy, but he did get away with his PS5. Even though he was a scalper and he's a piece of shit for being a scalper, I would never condone, jumping a guy, to steal their freaking console. And leaving a guy beaten up in the fucking parking lot on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. But it's kind of like, as a scalper, so...
You don't feel too bad for him, but you don't agree with what happened.
Exactly.
I mean, we have talked about we have talked about scalpers getting robbed in Canada last month on Drew's show, and this is just another instance of what happened. But you know what, man? Just don't buy from the scalpers. There's going to be more consoles coming. Sony said there's going to be more by the end of the year. There's going to be more next year. There's going to be plenty of them soon enough. Just calm down.
Yeah, calm your tits.
But yeah, you were going to say something, Casey?
Oh, yeah, it was kind of funny. You ever watch Rich from was it Review Tech USA?
Yeah, I watch him all the time. Yep.
He talked about where someone from a different country, his wife wanted to get an air filter.
Yeah, it was an air purifier.
Yeah, and it looks exactly like a PS5. But I was like, oh my god. It really does. The only thing it looks, the air purifier was bulged out a little bit more.
And when his wife found out what it was and made him sell it because it wasn't an air purifier, and I mean, I guess they couldn't afford both. So the husband decided to be sneaky, be like, I want a PlayStation 5 instead. Fuck the air purifier. Get a PlayStation 5. She won't know the difference.
Well, I agree with him. Like an air, God, I can't pronounce it. Purifier. But I'm gonna say filter. But why do you need one? I mean, where do you freaking live? You need to filter your air.
I mean, some people just want to have, fresh circulating air throughout their house, especially now with COVID times. Some people are a little paranoid about the virus.
That's a good point.
I mean, my grandfather has it. Just found that out over the weekend last week, so
damn.
Hopefully he's doing all right. I haven't heard any updates, so I would imagine he's starting to get better.
Mm-hmm.
I told my dad, I said I don't want any phone calls in the middle of the night.
Luckily, I don't have anyone in my family had it, but I do know people who had it, especially like friends of the family.
Right.
I know a big chunk of their family got it, so that sucks.
Yeah, I know two people now that got it. One of my brother's friends got it back in April, and now my grandfather got it last week. So hopefully he's doing better. He's 75 years old, so hopefully he kicks this thing. Because
exactly.
I don't want to be going to a funeral for Christmas.
Well, we gotta get out of this year, and then you'll probably be safe.
Yeah, next year's gonna be better. I can't imagine next year being this bad or even worse.
Yeah,
I think next year's gonna be better, all the way around.
I don't think it's gonna be greatly better, but I mean, gosh, look all the crazy crap that happened this year. I mean, and yeah, the virus is a huge chunk of that, but there's other reasons though too. So, 2021 needs to step its game up if they want to make it even worse than this year. It's like, hold my beer.
Yeah, right. 2021 is going to be coming in like, oh, you want to see how a year can get worse? Hold my beer, 2020. Hold my beer and strap in for the ride.
That's right. Hopefully not. Most likely, God, hopefully all this shit turns around.
Well, we're supposed to be getting a vaccine at some point next year, so hopefully that works. But, would you even trust the vaccine? Anyways, but...
I'll wait to see. I mean, I take my vaccines. I'm like, I take flu shots every year or so.
Did you get the flu shot for the upcoming year? Because flu season is just getting started. So
Yeah, I took this year's. Every year, my mom kind of pushes me now. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. You shut up about it.
if you go get a needle in your arm, I'll buy you a video game.
Uh, oh, God, that would be great. That is like, but I'm not that petty. It's like, hey, you got diabetes to make sure I'm okay.
Well, speaking of the future, Cyberpunk 2077, a game which releases on December 10th, which is the Game Awards Day. Some stores have already leaked the game release and started selling them early. I know Best Buy was one of the stores that did this. I think Best Buy and Target, I believe I've been hearing about, started
really?
selling the game a week early. And CD Projekt Red has been issuing statements. Let me pull that up. I should have pulled it up already, but let me pull it up real quick. Shit, I bumped the mic. Let me see. Cyberpunk. Basically, while I'm looking it up, the basis of the message is if you break Street Date and you stream or you do Let's Plays, or you upload any kind of videos on the game before December 10th, they will be sending cease and desists. They will be taking down the videos. Let me see. I have. Okay, I think I have the notice. Yeah, I have the notice right here. It says, "Hey everyone, we're in Cologne, Germany. Gamescom. Oh wait, no, that's full. Oh, okay, this is fucking Gamescom. 77. Fuck. Let me take down notice. Let me see.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, if the stores break store day and you know the game is not out for another week, and you play the game, you stream the game, you're breaking the embargo.
Okay, here I go. I got it here. Yeah, I mean you're right. They're breaking the embargo. Let me see if I could get this on the screen here.
And they're totally in the right to do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I never understand why people break fucking street dates. It's like, why? What's the point?
I mean, sometimes people do, I can understand why they do that. I mean, shoot, look what's happening right now with the PlayStation 5. They scalp the shit out of them. Some of these people are desperate to get this stuff. They're willing to pay a little bit more just to play it now,
Right.
So.
Let's see. Delete this. But yeah, I got the message up. I'm just trying to get the screen share.
Usually by now they let, I think a week or two to let people review and let them put out the review by now, a week or two before its release.
Right. Yeah, those are for the YouTubers and streamers that get the free copies. But notice, here's the notice. I put it up here on the screen. It says, "Your Cyberpunk 2077 videos and streams before release. We're getting closer and closer to launch, and chances are some of you will get your hands on a copy of the game before release day. However, difficult this might be for us to achieve, our ambition is for gamers all across the world to have the same spoiler-free experience at the time the game releases. This is why we kindly ask you not to stream/let's play or release any similar content before December 9th at 12 p.m. Central Time." So that's 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We will send Max Tack, the guys who take down videos, after everyone who does After the date, however, we would love if you streamed everything like there's no tomorrow. It's it's 2020. Who knows? Maybe there isn't. Whatever that means. I don't know what I don't exactly know what that means. How they ended the stream, but okay.
Yeah, yeah, that is kind of weird ending, but
So that's the messages, man. Anybody who is dumb enough to break street date with the game, I mean, you kind of get what you deserve.
mm, I mean, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's customers' fault if they get a game if the stores are breaking street date. I mean, I happened to get one time I went to Target and I didn't realize this game wasn't out yet. It was the Atari collection on the Switch,
Right.
and it was they had it on shelf, or they only had one copy as the display. So I was like, maybe they're out. So I was like, hey, usually when they do that, you can get the one that's in the case. So I got that. Then I realized it wasn't coming out until tomorrow. So I was like, oops.
Oops.
But I wasn't trying to break street date right there, but not saying that I haven't gone back and kind of hope it happened again for certain games. But yeah, if you break the embargo, I don't blame them to come and get you.
Let me see. There's okay. Here we go. There's something here.
So scalpers have went.
Shut up, Rich. I clicked on your video to get an article, not to hear your voice right now. Here we go. Oh man, the sources are YouTube videos. That kind of sucks. Anyways, scalpers. One scalper goes too far, and nearly ruins a YouTuber's career. Casey, you know who this YouTuber is because you met him. At least I believe you met him. You have his autograph. I'm sure you've seen Rich's video about this, but we're going to go over it anyways.
Oh, well, I have several people's autographs, so I thought it was one person immediately because there's a video. There's a box copy that was signed, so I'm wondering if that's the one you're talking about. But I have autographs of a bunch of these YouTubers though too.
So, earlier this week, there was a PS5 scalper going around on the internet pretending to be a popular YouTuber, using their likeness on Twitter. The guy's name is Jeff, and he's pretending to be 8-bit Eric.
Oh my god, 8-bit Eric.
He's using 8-bit Eric's likeness on Twitter. He's pretending to be Eric, pretending to be a popular YouTube gamer with over 80,000 subscribers or whatever he's got.
He's awesome dude too.
This person is impersonating Eric in attempts to sell his stock of PS5s. Some people got confused, thought it was really him, and they wanted to buy a console from him and be like, "Hey man, I just got a PS5 from 8-bit Eric. I mean, that'd be pretty decent. That'd be pretty cool if that actually happened."
Yeah.
But somebody had let Eric know what was going on, and somebody messaged him, and he goes, "Yo," he goes, "I don't know who," he goes, "I don't really know who you are." He goes, "But somebody's going around impersonating you." Or whatever. I'm paraphrasing the guy's comment, but he goes, "Just thought I'd let you know," or whatever. And he goes, "Now I'm now I'm beat out of my money and a PS5 too." And he sent that to 8-bit Eric because he was letting Eric know that this guy was impersonating him to steal people's money.
Well, I'm wondering how close does he look like him?
I don't know. I don't know if he's impersonating the guy to sell the consoles online. I would imagine, because if you're going to impersonate somebody and then you meet them in person, you're going to be able to tell right away that it's not the same person.
Exactly, unless you're like uncanny looking like the person,
So, yeah, that's pretty stupid. I don't know why anybody would. Oh, you know what? I just realized I never changed the stream title. I'm saying I got my stream saying I'm playing Mortal Kombat. I'm not playing shit.
You know who I thought you were talking about for a second?
Who's that?
The first thing came to my mind was Pro Jared.
No. No.
Because I do have I got a Ninja Gaiden either 1 or 2 in its box, and they had it autographed, and they're about to remove his autograph. I don't know how they were going to do that without damaging the box, but
maybe they can laser it off. That's probably what they're going to do. Maybe.
No, I don't think they would have done that. I mean, that's too expensive sounding. I mean, but you wouldn't use alcohol, but I just eventually just bought it. So I was like, I got a fallen YouTuber's autograph.
I mean, after he proved that, it wasn't him, or, the situation he was accused of was false.
Yeah.
His popularity's starting to, he's starting to redeem himself.
Yeah, but he's not as red hot as he was before. But that's why a lot of times you have to listen to both sides. I mean, his ex-wife really bearded shit out of him.
Yeah, that's fucked.
She knew how to do it, making herself sound like the victim. And I was on her side until, I heard his side. I was like, I'm not going to say I didn't care about the whole underage thing. Because I'm like, well, that was a bigger problem, but that's a big thing that they need to try to clear up.
Right.
But I was like, what's happening? But, so it just ended up his ex-wife was pretty much just was a bitch.
That's going without saying. Casey, we're going to go over the Game Awards now. This is going to take a little while to go over. We got quite a bit to talk about here. We are going to go over the nominees, the categories and the nominees. We're going to save Game of the Year for last because that's the biggest one. So first up, we have Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. The nominees are Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Half-Life Alyx. I've only played.
Well, I was looking at the wrong one. Hold on.
Oh, wait a minute! I missed one. The last nominee for this category is The Last of Us 2.
I'm gonna have to go probably with. I would choose Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's
Same here. I'm actually logging in. I'm actually connecting the website with my Twitter right now. So actually, yeah, I should let's do that. This way I don't dox myself here. Continue. Alright, I can vote now. Alright, now I can bring that back up. I thought I would have had to put my password in, but I didn't have to.
Oh, come on. You're not going to let me dox you?
No. Yeah, I don't think you're Welsh, but I'm going to agree with you, Casey. I vote for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I already made a couple votes earlier, but I was like, you know what? I'm, you know me, I have that hard time focusing, so I couldn't do this and vote and try to do the podcast, so I had to stop.
So we both agree. So we both picked Final Fantasy VII Remake. I believe that's going to be the game to win. Ghost of Tsushima. While that had a bit of a following, you don't really hear people talking about that game anymore. Half-Life Alyx, that's kind of forgettable. Last of Us Part 2 was very controversial, and for what happened and how the story and everything was leaked, that game ended up just being a disaster. So I think Final Fantasy is going to take the win on that one.
I agree. It's just some of these games I'm like, I never got into. I mean, so to me, Final Fantasy VII wins by default.
So this one here, best narrative category, awarded for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. We have 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and The Last of Us 2.
It's like the same thing. I already voted for Final Fantasy VII.
I want to say best narrative. I'm going to vote for Final Fantasy because, again, it's the only game that I've played on this list. But I think I would not be surprised if The Last of Us 2 actually squeaks out in that category.
I heard it didn't do so well, so I don't know.
Best art direction, awarded for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Boy, I really hope that every category is not going to have the same exact games in it.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and The Last of Us 2.
God. A lot of this is the same shit over and over and over. Because I went down to the best score. It has a bunch of the same.
Oh boy. I'm personally, I believe I'm going to give the vote for best art direction to Ori. Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yeah, I heard that was a pretty good game.
I don't know if it'll win. I don't think it'll win. I think maybe Ghost of Tsushima or Final Fantasy VII Remake will win. But just looking at the art, based on the cover arts that they have here, I'm giving it to Ori. Best score in music. For outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack, we have Doom Eternal, fantastic soundtrack. We have Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and Last of Us 2. I'm going for Doom. I mean, come on now. Doom has always had amazing music. I think Doom's going to take it. Best audio design, awarded for recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Doom Eternal, Half-Life Alyx, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3 Remake, and The Last of Us 2. So this category is a little different. Got a few different, couple different nominees in here.
I'm sorry, Rose. I'm already starting losing interest when they're showing the same games over and over and over.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
2020 hasn't had many game releases, so I guess that's going to happen this year.
Yeah, true.
But I'm going with Doom Eternal again for best audio. I think it's. I mean, come on now. Like Doom has always been great when it comes to the sound, the soundtrack, and the sound of the game. Best performance, awarded to an individual for voice acting, or motion, and or performance capture. So this is a different category. We have Ashley Johnson as Ellie from The Last of Us 2. Laura Bailey as Abby from Last of Us 2. We mentioned what happened to her earlier this year when she was threatened, and her and her family were threatened for being a part of the game and for, being a part of one of the most controversial scenes in that game. We have Daisuke Sugias. I'm sure I butchered his name. As Jin Sakai in Ghost of Tsushima. We have Logan Cunningham as Hades in Hades. And we have Najee Jeter as Miles Morales for Spider-Man Miles Morales.
I'd probably default to Miles.
Of course, now he was in the original Spider-Man game. I thought he did a great job. I could give him the nod. I think, though. You still with me, Casey? I think I lost him. Casey? I think I lost him. Uh-oh. Call started. Okay. Let me call him back and see if I can get him. See if I can get Casey back here.
I lost you.
Yeah, I was wondering. Like, I was talking and I heard the thing going like beep beep in the background. Like, I think I lost Casey.
I don't know what happened, but I know one thing. If this, I don't know if this computer I'm using is going to be great playing, not doing streams, because if I can't Skype and run the internet and do pics, because I can hear you breaking up a few times.
Really?
So I might have to resort to the other laptop to do that.
Well, we'll have to see. But I was in the middle of making my vote. I said, Miles Morales, of course, he was in the original Spider-Man game on the PS4. I think he did a pretty good job. But personally, out of everybody on this list, Laura Bailey is my favorite. So regardless of what she's been through, what people put her through in the games she's been a part of, I'm going to give her the nod because I think she deserves it regardless.
I was going to choose Miles, the character who did Miles Morales.
Don't get me wrong, I think he could win, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does.
But I think you're right. I think with all this year didn't have a bunch of game releases. That's kind of why we're kind of like, it's the same game.
Well, this category is different, so this is going to give us this is different. Games for Impact Award, awarded for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. We have a game called If Found, Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition, Spiritfarer, Tell Me Why, I've heard of that one, Through the Darkest of Times. I am not familiar with any of these.
I agree. I like that. Those kind of look like indie games almost, if you ask me.
Most of them pretty much are. I don't have a dog in this race. For some reason, I'm going with Tell Me Why here. I think that might be the one to take it, just by the title of the game alone.
Tell me why.
Best Ongoing Award, awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content, so DLC, that evolves the player's experience over time. We have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, or No Man's Sky.
And you know which one I choose?
You pick Fortnite.
Yeah.
Probably Fortnite. I think Fortnite's gonna win. Let's be honest. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go Call of Duty Warzone, because I played it, and enjoyed it quite a bit. But Fortnite, whereas Warzone, I think is pretty much dead now because the new one's out. Fortnite is still going. Destiny 2 is still going. Apex is still going. Destiny 2 had the most recent release last month.
I had to give No Man's Sky. They done a lot for that game, so I can see why they did it. But they're kind of making up for the promises.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're praising a game that came out broken or lied to you, and now you're praising it because we're finally giving you what we promised.
I could see. I don't think Apex is going to beat out Fortnite. I could see Destiny 2 maybe squeezing out a win here, but I think Fortnite's going to take it.
I had to choose it. I'm addicted to Fortnite. I mean, I'm almost at 1,000 hours.
What else we got? Next one, Best Indie Game. Awarded for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside of the traditional publisher system. We have Fall Guys, which is probably going to take it, not going to lie. We have Carrion. We have Hades, Spelunky 2, and Spiritfarer.
Is anyone actually playing Fallout Guys anymore?
Fall Guys? Oh yeah, that game
Fall
is...
Guys, I mean...
You said Fallout Guys. Oh shit.
Yeah. When I said it, I was like, oh god, I fucked up.
Yeah, dude, Fall Guys is insanely popular still. In fact, I think it's gonna win. They actually just started their new season as well, where they actually added Christmas themed stuff to the game. Then I believe they added a few new levels and stuff too. So I think Fall Guys is gonna win here. It is insanely popular, and the game released for free on PS Plus on launch day, like Rocket League did so many years ago.
Yeah, well, I was late to the party and I can't get it, so
let's see. Best mobile game. Now this one I kind of don't agree with because some of these games are also playable on console. Best mobile game awarded for the best game playable on a mobile device.
You know which one this is gonna win.
Yeah, after the explosive resurgence this game had this year, we have Among Us, Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact, I'm familiar with. I've actually played a little bit of it. Legends of Runeterra, or Pokemon Cafe Mix. What? Why is a Pokemon game on here? Personally, I would put Cardfight Vanguard Zero on this list. And that would be the game I vote for. But out of the games on this list, I'm voting for Genshin Impact, but we all know. We know that they're going to win. Whoa. Back up. Back your ass up.
Oh, it's saying you earned something.
Yeah, I earned a badge for voting. Now I got to bring the nominees back up. I don't care. Bring me back.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
They're trying to make us feel special. I'm sure there's a way they're going to try to sell us something.
I'm sure. Now I got to bring the nominees back up. Jeez, what a mess. Come on.
I think that's one of the reasons why I got cut out. I think that happened to me, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm done." I'll go back later and make my other picks, but I'm just watching you now.
I picked Genshin Impact, but I believe we both believe Among Us is going to win.
I voted for Among Us.
So the next award, Best Community Support, awarded for recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates and patches. We have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Fall Guys, Ultimate Knockout, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and what is that? Valorant. I'm sure you would pick Fortnite here in this situation, Casey.
Exactly.
I think Fall Guys. This is going to be a toss-up between Fall Guys and Fall Guys and Fortnite. I'm going to vote for Fall Guys. I'm sure, voted for Fortnite. This one's going to be a toss-up. I think either of these two can take the title for that one.
I think Fall Guys might edge that one out. I mean, it was red hot for people. I don't hear as much. People have moved on to Among Us now.
Yeah, Fall Guys is still very playable, though. Let me take a sip of Coke here. Give me a second.
One keeps talking about Fantasy Star Online too.
Well, there's more games, more categories, possibly. That might be on here. We haven't seen it yet, though. Casey, this is your category. Best VR game.
Out of all of them, I played the Iron Man one. I really enjoyed that one. I do have the Star Wars one. I need to sit down and play that. Oh, I guess, I don't know if you sit down or you stand up, but I voted Iron Man. I enjoyed it.
So, best VR game awarded for the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality. Irrespective of platform. We have Dreams. We have Half-Life Alyx. We have Iron Man VR, Star Wars Squadrons, or The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. I'm gonna go with Dreams. This game was really big when it first came out, and there was a lot of people that made community levels and community games. I bought the game. I still have it. I went on there. I played a lot of good shit, in my opinion. There was a lot of good stuff in there. I think some creators have promising indie careers and could possibly make pretty decent game devs in the future. I wouldn't be surprised if... I think Dreams is going to take it. It's going to be either Dreams or Star Wars, in my opinion.
Really? I still need to sit down and play Star Wars Squadron. But I still say Iron Man.
Award category, Innovation in Accessibility. Awarded for recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. We have Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We have Grounded, Hyper Root, The Last of Us 2, and Watch Dogs Legion.
I hadn't played none of them. I mean,
I don't know what any of these games could have possibly done to be played by the widest audience possible.
I'm assuming what they're talking about because I know for sure two of them are cross-gen. I mean, you have Assassin's Creed, that's on both. And same thing with Watch Dogs Legion. So I'm assuming...
And they're both Ubisoft games, too.
And so I'm thinking that's what they're talking about. Some of these games that crossed over. That's what I think.
I wouldn't be surprised if either of those two Ubisoft titles win. In fact, I've never heard of Grounded or Hyper Root.
Me neither.
Last of Us 2 can suck a dick. I don't think that's winning anything, to be honest.
No, I'm hoping not.
I'm going to go Watch Dogs Legion, although I think Assassin's Creed is going to win.
I agree. I think Assassin's Creed will win.
All right, Casey, best action game. Awarded for the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat.
Combat?
We have Doom Eternal, we have Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Nioh 2, or Streets of Rage 4. When I think of an action game, I don't think of a shooter. So in my opinion, I'm going to disqualify Doom.
Well, said this is action-packed, right?
Yeah.
I think shooter can be like that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but I mean, shooter already has its own... Shooters already have its own category, so...
And I hadn't played Streets of Rage 4.
It's a very good game. Personally, I think Nioh 2 is going to win. I'm going to vote for Streets of Rage, although it's not going to win. I think Nioh 2 or Doom is going to win this one.
Oh, that's why you're voting. This is your pick. I mean,
let me
this
see.
is your voice, you know?
Best action adventure game. I never understood why action is in like two different titles. You should have one. You should have. Get rid of this one. Get rid of this one. Keep this one. Best action adventure game awarded for the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving.
Combat? You know what that's from?
Yes.
Well, I had to do it because I'm like, I hear combat, and I'm like, combat?
Yeah, that's when AVGN is trying to get NES Punk to accept another copy of Combat for his NWC cart.
Yeah. And like anytime you said that, it makes me think about that immediately.
So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 6 nominees for this one, where previous games only had 5. This one we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Star Wars The Jedi Fallen Order, or The Last of Us 2.
The only one I played is the Spider-Man game, and I'm having a blast. TSS is in the chat.
Hey, better late than never. What's up, guys? What's up, TSS? Juan, I hope you're enjoying yourself. TSS, what's up, buddy? Going over the Game Awards and who we think is going to win and what we picked to win. I haven't played Spider-Man yet, but I loved the last one. This one seems more of the same. I'm happy about that, but I think Assassin's Creed is going to walk away with this one too.
I don't know. I mean, I know some people out here, and this Spider-Man is gonna be is not long. I mean, I already streamed probably 2-3 hours, and I'm hearing like it's a 6-hour game, so I'm already halfway through.
It's about 8 to 12 hours if you don't like do everything the game has to offer. So yeah, you're probably about halfway through the game already, just about.
Or if I don't do anything except just do the storyline.
Yeah, if you just do the storyline, the game is like 8 hours, 8 to 12 hours long.
Because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not hurried to go find other stuff. I'm interested with the story for right now.
I had to stretch for a second there. Oh boy, that feels good. Best role-playing game awarded for the best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. Phantasy Star 2 should have been here, but it isn't. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royal, Wasteland 3, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. Phantasy Star Online 2 should have been in this category.
I got a feeling it's going to be Persona 5.
Probably. I think Final Fantasy is going to win.
You think so?
Just on the sheer nostalgia that this game invoked. Persona is going to be like second tier, I think. Best fighting game. This is my category right here, baby. Best fighting game awarded for best game design, primarily around head-to-head combat. We have Grand Blue Fantasy versus. We have Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition, One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows. You're goddamn right, because nobody knows what this game is about. We have Under Night and Birth, EXE Late. Mortal Kombat, hands down. Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, I think these two would end up going head-to-head for the title. I love Mortal Kombat. I love it more than Street Fighter. I think Mortal Kombat's a more technical fighter than Street Fighter is, but that's my opinion.
You're more of the fighter person. I can't do moves like hell. But I agree. I kind of like Mortal Kombat over Street Fighter. And they're having titles of Street Fighter 5, the Championship Edition. Are they doing the same thing like they did for Street Fighter 2? They'll have like 10 versions of the same game.
Well, you know what, Casey? They had 4 versions of Street Fighter 4. This one, they're on the 3rd iteration of Street Fighter 5. And when Street Fighter 5 first came out, they said they weren't going to do this. And they did it anyway.
Well, you knew they were lying, right? They're like, these guys are suckers. They'll buy each version anyways. I mean, shoot, they had the Street Fighter 2 reproduction that came out, and people paid an outrageous amount for it, you know?
That game released for $130. And the materials that the cartridges were made out of had a chance of making the Super Nintendos catch fire.
Look what TSS... I sent him that clip about what he said about Frank.
He said, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. It was kind of fucked up what he said.
Casey, I'll have to look at that later. TSS picked Street Fighter over Mortal Kombat, so that's what I'm talking about right there. People are going, those two games are going to go head-to-head.
Exactly.
I know Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition, I believe, came out in February of this year. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate just had its most recent release last month with the new consoles. And he says Final Fantasy VII Remake for Best RPG, so I agree with him there. Best Family Game, awarded for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of platform and genre. We have Animal Crossing New Horizon. Oh, that game over. Game over.
That's it.
Crash Bandicoot 4, Fall Guys, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit.
That could take it. I'm not sure what's the following right now. I mean, you could build your own track. So
I've only ever seen, besides you, Casey, I've only ever seen one person I watch on YouTube upload a video of it, let alone talk about it. Minecraft Dungeons and Paper Mario the Origami King. I'm going to vote for Crash 4 because fuck Animal Crossing. I don't know why people like that game. In my opinion, I think it's one of the most boring video games I've ever seen in my life. But I think Animal Crossing is going to run away with that one, hands down.
Well, honestly, I would like to intersect one. I would say it could be a family game. It's a port, but it finally came out for the Switch, is Pikmin 3. I mean, why can't that be it? I mean, it's they're doing remakes. What's wrong with this deluxe?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's some weird choices on this the award show this year.
And I would choose Pikmin 3, but it's gonna be Animal Crossing. I mean, that sounds like game busters.
I mean, that game sold what, 22 million copies this year already.
Yeah.
Best simulation or strategy game. Awarded for best game focused on real-time or time-based simulation or strategy gameplay irrespective of platform. We have Crusader Kings 3, Desperados 3, Gears Tactics, which I want to play and I haven't gotten to it yet, Microsoft Flight Simulator, or XCOM Chimera Squad.
I'm curious of the Flight Simulator. I mean, I assume that's just... It'd be awesome if they had that on VR. I'd be love to be flying a plane, pulling controls and stuff, flipping the switch.
Microsoft never got into the VR thing, right? Not like PlayStation did.
No, not like PlayStation did. They're doing something kind of like in between AR and VR, almost as with Microsoft, but there's nothing right now. So I don't know. Xbox is gonna think about it. They probably looked at PlayStation, and PlayStation's slowly getting something. I mean, we're not getting as many games. I mean, the last big one was Iron Man, and after that, it's just how Wii U had those trickle of those games?
Yeah.
That's the PlayStation VR.
Yeah, it seems like Sony's kind of not... I mean, it seems like they're treating VR kind of like the PS Vita.
Exactly.
They care about it just enough, but at the same time, they don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
Only they're treating VR much better than they treated the Vita.
Exactly. I mean, the Vita, they kind of they had it out, they supported it for a year or so, and then they never mentioned it again.
So, I'm going to give the nod to Flight Simulator. This game actually was talked quite a bit about this year, and there were news articles about it. I think Crusader Kings 3 can win. I have heard of this series, but I've never played it. Gears Tactics, the Gears of War name is pretty much fucking fallen off the train, fallen off the rails. It got derailed, pardon the pun. Best sports and racing game. This should be split up into two separate categories. Racing games are different than sports games.
I mean, racing is a sport, but I agree with you.
Yeah, but when it's games like Need for Speed and Forza Horizon, those aren't the racing type sports games like NASCAR and F1,
Well, you know why they did it. I mean, how many other options do you have for racing?
There's quite a few.
Is there that comes out every year?
Not every year, but I mean, you have NASCAR usually releases something every year. F1 releases a game every year.
Okay.
And the dirt games come out every year. The WRC rally games come out every year, every 2 years. This one is I think this should be separated, but that's just my call.
I agree. I think that I just didn't see there could be enough, but I agree.
There's enough sports games alone that can get its own category. Like Madden's not on here, MLB is not on here, hockey's not here.
Yeah,
so,
I agree with that, but I'm still don't think there's enough racing games.
I mean, if there isn't, then you just don't do that category, in that given year. Simple as that.
I'm just thinking that's why they did it.
Probably, yeah. Awarded for best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game. So we have Dirt. There, see, I mentioned it. Dirt 5. F1 2020. FIFA 2021. NBA 2K21. And Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Remastered.
TSS says Tony Hawk.
I agree. Tony Hawk. Look at that. I got a new award. Fuck off. You're not refreshing my page this time. This time, fucker.
It is. It's gonna make you. Oh.
So here's the thing. Like I said, the sports games, there's enough of them to cover its own category. Madden's not nominated. NHL's not nominated. MLB's not nominated. Tony Hawk is an extreme sport. Skateboarding's an extreme sport. It's still considered a sport, even though it's not a traditional sport. But yeah, racing could have been its own thing,
Well, I agree, but I can see why they did it, though, too.
Best multiplayer game. This one's going to be close. Awarded for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of genre or platform. We have Animal Crossing again, Among Us, Call of Duty Warzone, Fall Guys, and Valorant, or whatever the fuck you pronounce it.
Well, I heard that Animal Crossing is not really good with multiplayer.
I think right now it's going to be a toss-up between... Actually, I don't think it's a toss-up at all.
I think it's going to be Among Us again.
Yep, I believe so.
I would choose Among Us, too, so...
Content Creator of the Year.
I never heard of none of them.
Fucking... Who do we got here? Alamin Pierce. Jay and Lopez. I gotta be careful how I pronounce this one. Nick Merckx.
Yeah.
Tim the Tatman. Is your last name Taylor? And we have Valkyrie. Question. In order for these women to get nominated, did they have to show their tits?
Oh my god.
I don't know any of these people or their content, so I'm not voting for fuck all.
I agree. I think the only one I heard of was Tim, maybe. But, what was the first one name again?
Alama, Alanin, or Elena. It's probably Elena. Elena Pierce.
Well, TSS choose her.
Maybe she showed him her tits.
Hey, you know what? Nowadays, a lot of these women been doing OnlyFans, so it doesn't shock me.
Oh man, Cora would have a field day with my ass right now if she was watching.
Well, think about it. I mean, gosh. I mean, if some women know how to just go ahead and... I'm not going to say a bad word, but they know how to make it work on OnlyFans, you know? So...
Yep, they sure do. Which is the only reason their husbands and boyfriends put up with it.
True, good point. I'm like, hey, how much money is it bringing in, you know?
Let's see, what's he saying in the chat? Elena wins cause she is the only one I know. This
is how I feel. I think this is a scam right here, because I never heard of Dr. Disrespect until he won it a couple years ago.
I've heard of him. I've heard of him for a while. Never cared about his content. I don't agree what happened, why he got banned on Twitch, and we still don't know why that is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing, it's possible that it's because of something about his wife, whatever happened between him and his wife, and that's why Twitch got rid of him, or some shit. I don't agree with that at all.
if it's because he cheated, that's stupid.
And first of all, that's a personal matter. That's something Twitch shouldn't even get in the middle of.
Exactly. But it's probably something that they don't want to let out. But the only one person I knew who ever gotten here, and I think actually one wasn't it Boogie?
Boogie, yeah, Boogie won a few years ago. Yep, I remember that one.
That was the only person out of the few years that I knew who it was. All these other ones, never heard of them. I mean, I just feel sometimes it sounds like bullshit. People that they're making up.
Best debut game awarded for best debut game created by a new independent studio. More indie games, yay! We have Carrion, Mortal Shell, Raji, an Ancient Epic, Rookie, and what is that? Phasmophobia. Try reading that one there, Casey.
Phasmophobia?
Oh, you got it. Only because you heard me say it 3 times.
Exactly. Granted, I probably wouldn't do as good.
I don't know any of these games. I'm just going to pick Mortal Shell because it looks cool.
Carrion kind of looks cool, though, too, but...
Esports, fuck them. Fuck all of you. Fuck all of you.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Fuck
best
them.
esports athlete. Awarded for the best esports. I'm not even going to vote, but I'm just going to, I got to at least give it some attention.
Was it this year or past year about the whole free Hong Kong thing? I guess that was last year, wasn't it?
That was earlier this year.
Oh, was it?
I believe it was this year, yeah.
Was it one of these Asian guys?
I don't remember the guy's name. He probably wouldn't be allowed to be voted for, to be honest. Awarded for esports athlete, judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2020, irrespective of game. We have Ian Crim6 Porter, Heyo Shadowmaker Sue, Kim Canyon Jianbu, Anthony Shotzi, Cuevas Castro, Matthew Zaiwu Herbaut. I have no idea.
I think you said it the right second.
But I do know that the only girlfriends these people have ever had is their left and right hands. Just saying.
Well, a couple of them are... not saying they couldn't have girlfriends because they're young, but, like you said, fuck them. I never heard of them, and I'm like... And
most of these people are Asians,
It's not that, it's just I never heard of them, and then we move on to coaches. So now apparently there's coaches for esports.
Team coaches have been a thing, but I believe this is the first year a team coach has been recognized.
Good God.
Yeah, we're not going there. I am slightly interested in the events lineup. We have Blastsphere, Spring Euro Finals, Call of Duty League, Championship 2020, League of Legends World Championship, Overwatch League. Overwatch League is honestly taken off since last year.
Oh, really?
I'm not going to fucking pick anything. Best esports game. We will pick this one, though, because this is game.
Well, I can understand about the vent. The vent I'm okay with. But when you're like, okay, we got to choose these esport players. I mean, there are a million of them. So, fuck them.
So, best esports game. Recognized for the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, content updates, irrespective of genre or platform. We have Call of Duty Modern Warfare, CSGO, which is Counter-Strike Global Offensive to anybody who doesn't know what that is. We have Fork and Knife again.
Fortnite.
League of Legends. And we have Valorant, or Valdrant. I don't know.
Weird names they come up with.
I think it's going to be League of Legends because that's been around the longest out of all of these. Fortnite can possibly win.
Yeah, I mean,
CSGO might win. I don't know how popular that has been in the last couple of years. Because, unless you're a guy named Leafy who likes to play that game while picking on people. Fuck him, by the way. I'm glad he's gone. Leafy is no longer here, thankfully.
I know for Fortnite, I mean, they do esports on it, and it looks pretty good, so I would choose Fortnite.
Of course you would, Casey. Why don't you go play on Frank's track again and fall off the map a good 5 or 10 more times?
No, I'll play solo. No, dude, but we played a couple duos, and we did pretty good. We got to be in the second team on one, and I think we got in we were still did pretty good in our second round.
Yeah, I was watching you guys last night, and after you couldn't get around the track around his track yourself, then you were riding Frank, and he couldn't even get around his own track anymore. Best esports host. Let me just see. Oh, look at that! It's Alex Golden Boy Mendez. He works for AEW. Alex the Machine Richardson. EFJ. What the fuck? Can't pronounce his name.
Everyone's got a nickname.
James Patterson. Jordan Sheaver Vander Helden.
I like the one in the middle. It's like, was that Shark?
She looks fake as fuck, in my opinion. If I were to vote in this category, and I'm not, I would pick Golden Boy just because he works for AEW.
AEW? Are you talking about AEW, you mean?
Yes. Golden Boy, yes. Golden Boy was hired by AEW. All Elite Wrestling hired Golden Boy.
It sounds like you're saying A and W.
No, AEW, All Elite Wrestling.
There you go.
They hired Golden Boy, and that would be the only reason I would vote for him. Best esports team. How about the team that doesn't look the ugliest? Next.
TSS says Casey playing Fortnite in the bathtub. And he knows that's true.
Did I skip this one? No, I didn't. Okay. So last but not least, or I rather should say last and least, for whatever, if that even makes sense. Probably not, I'm sure. We have Game of the Motherfucking Year. Here we go.
It should be the last, but the most.
I could tell these nominees suck. For the most part. Game of the Year, awarded for recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience, action, across all creative and technical fields. Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing New Horizon, and The Last of Us Part 2.
Well,
This is the most underwhelming Game of the Year pick I've ever seen.
I agree. I mean, to me, there's three contenders.
I see four contenders here. I see four contenders here. Hades is the indie game. An indie game, let's be honest, it's never going to win Game of the Year.
You know what? It's possible. I mean, shoot, look what happened with Shovel Knight. that pretty much started a bunch for a bunch of people.
That's
And that
true,
was
but it didn't win Game of the Year. It was popular.
extremely popular. I mean, it could have had a chance, but uh, to me, honestly, it's going to be between. Oh, are you going to go down the list and I'll say mine?
Yeah, I already did.
Oh,
Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy
oh,
VII Remake, Hades. I missed one. Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing: New Horizon, or Last of Us 2.
I'm going to say it's either Final Fantasy VII Remake or it's going to be Animal Crossing.
Well,
Those are,
I see four contenders here.
and
Uh,
Doom Eternal is my third pick.
I see four contenders here, eliminating Hades, and The Last of Us Part 2. Doom Eternal, while it was a fun game, I don't think Doom is as popular anymore these days.
No.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, regardless of the nostalgia hype, I don't think even that is going to win. That would be my choice, though. That would be my choice. So I'm going to vote for that. Ghost of Tsushima, like I said, it was popular for about a month. Hades, I've never heard of this game nor seen anyone ever talk about it. Last of Us Part 2 had the spoiler issue. It had the SJW issue. It had the Anita Sarkeesian issue. For those of you who don't know who she is, that's for the best. And we have Animal Crossing: New Horizon, aka the Nintendo Switch Seller of the Year.
Exactly. And that's the only reason I would choose because I'm a huge Nintendo fanboy or a fan dude. But
I think Animal Crossing is gonna win because it sold nearly 30 million copies in less than a year. A lot of people still play it and still talk about it to this day, whereas the other games did not sell nearly as well.
and not a lot of people has moved on from a bunch of these games, and
Right. Yep. A lot of people moved on from some of these games. Animal Crossing came out. First of all, it got delayed, I think, by a month, I believe. And then it finally came out, and it's still being played. People are still making videos on it. People are still streaming it to this day. So, in my opinion, we voted for all the categories that we're going to go over. The Game Awards starts... let me see, when is it? I believe it's 8 p.m. next Thursday. So, Casey, we are going to come back and we are going to watch it live. We're going to react to it. We're going to boo all the winners that we don't like. We're going to talk about all the world premieres. We're going to laugh at all the funny bullshit that goes on.
or the bad jokes.
Yeah, or the bad jokes, because there's plenty of them. And we're going to mute during the music so we don't get taken down.
Well, thing is, I think they allow you to do that, though. But I would suggest, I agree with you, I wouldn't chance it, especially after I got hit with a couple of copyrights and I always try to be the voice of reason to Drew, like, dude, you don't want to take a chance. And I'm sure there's, like, someone like Frank and Justin would do that, too. So I'm on your side. I suggest it during the musical. I wouldn't risk it.
So there are 48 platforms around the world this will be available on, including, of course, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook Live, TikTok, GameSpot, IGN, Steam, and, just to name a few. Pre-show starts 30 minutes before the main show. How about you actually tell me when the main show is, though? That would be very helpful.
I know it's going to be late.
I believe it starts at 8 p.m.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I mean, I'll definitely be home by then.
I want to say it's 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to double check on that before we go live with it. So I think what we're going to do is they're going to have their own pre-show, but I think we're going to have our own pre-show. We're going to come on probably about 30 minutes ahead of time as well, and we'll talk about whatever gaming news is around next week. Get ready for the awards. I invited Garguts as well. So if he's available, he can join us.
Hell yes!
Frank, I know Frank's got his show, but unfortunately, Frank, we got to go up against you. But if you decide not to do his show next week, you're more than welcome to join us as well.
Because I think we do pretty good with each other.
Mr. Frank from The Harsh Truth, by the way. Thursday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Oh, you're promoting for him now, too? What the hell? Are you Drew?
Let's see. TSS said, I think it should be Ghost of Tsushima, but I'll probably be Last of Us Part 2 for Game of the Year. I think the new Smash character will be revealed at Game Awards. Very possible.
I agree. Very possible that might happen.
I also believe that Injustice 3 will be revealed at Game Awards as well this year. Maybe we'll get more info on Gran Turismo 7 or the next Forza game. That's quite possible. We might see something from Square Enix because they usually always have some kind of big reveal around this time of the year.
And I'm hoping Nintendo does too. And I'm hoping for the big one too. And you know which one I'm talking about?
No.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, right. Yep, Breath of the Wild 2.
So I'm hoping they're going to promote that. So Nintendo usually puts something out on there. So, but it'd be interesting. I'm being more looking forward for the game reveals than for the nominees. I mean, because
this is going to be an underwhelming reward show. It's certainly not going to be as good as it's been the past few years. The best year in recent memory was 2017, when Nintendo pretty much stole the show. I think that was the best award show in recent years.
Well, yeah, when it was a toss-up between Breath of the Wild or Mario, but it was like, God, I'm like, Breath of the Wild was such a great game that I mean, you tell your own story. You don't. It's not like where Spider-Man or like in the Spider-Man game where they kind of lead you to. You tell your own story. So
let me ask you a question, Casey. Have you heard that Xavier Woods from WWE, aka Austin Creed, is going to be the new host of the G4 YouTube channel?
Yep.
Do you think he's going to leave WWE at some point? Because it seems like he's more interested in being in the gaming universe around Twitch and YouTube and stuff right now. Because how is he going to have time to do this stuff when he's a full-time WWE superstar right now?
I'm sure they worked out some way. I mean, is it possible that he might be retiring or something, or maybe switch over to like another promotion where he's not wrestling as much and he's able to host? If I'm him, I'd do the G4 deal as a part-time, because WWE, if you can stay like New Day's on a streak, they're like the John Cena or the Hulk Hogan of the tag teams. So why would you leave um, WWE when you're still red hot, you know? Oh, I would say
Unless
2K.
maybe, unless maybe G4 has WWE in their pocket, and maybe WWE fronted a good chunk of the money to bring G4 back, and now they're putting Xavier Woods at the head of it because he's also got his Up Up Down Down YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, well, the thing is, uh, I'm sure he did the deal with Vince or somehow worked it out where that he's able to keep it while everyone else has to shut their shit down.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe G4 has the WWE in their pockets. Maybe Woods is going to leave WWE soon. Who knows? I think he will. Let's see. TSS says I think he will. He was very vocal about the whole WWE controversy with Twitch. He's going to leave soon.
Oh,
I
really?
mean, that's why Zelina Vega got fired because she was the only one that actually got in Vince's face about it. That's why she got fired.
Plus, she did a Only's fan thing as well. Even though she wasn't doing, well, I heard she wasn't doing any nudes or anything, but she did the OnlyFans thing.
Yeah, that was the straw. You know, that was the final straw. But
Yeah.
she was the only one that stood up against Vince's bullshit because she had, you know, a Twitch channel too, and she does cosplay and stuff like that. And Vince told her, you know, just like she told everyone else, shut your shit down. You know, it's over. And she didn't like it. She stood up to Vince, and she got fired.
Well,
And the OnlyFans thing certainly didn't help her situation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hear Paige is still doing her on Twitch.
She is, I guess, WWE. She did say something like WWE. They worked out some kind of deal because she's not like front and center in the company. So I guess they worked out some kind of deal where she was able to keep hers.
I see. See, the thing is with this whole thing, it sucks because they finally found a way to make money for themselves, and some of them is a good way to, like, streaming is for them. They make money and they're having fun, and they're promoting themselves like they're killing three birds with one stone. You know?
Well, the only thing is with that, some of the people are using their, you know, their wrestling name that, you know, they're known for. So that they'll have a bigger following immediately, you know?
I agree that they shouldn't use their wrestling name. I feel like it's AJ Styles, that's his name. That's his own wrestling name. That was not a WWE product at all. So, to me, AJ should be allowed to call himself AJ Styles still. I mean, shit, his name is pretty much AJ.
Let's see, I'm just making the rounds real quick, see if there's any news that popped up over the last hour before we end the stream here.
I seriously doubt it. I bet.
Mario Pins, no. Oscar Isaac, Solid Snake. Oh, here's something. We got news of an upcoming Metal Gear Solid movie. Did you hear anything about that, Casey?
Nah. I never really got into Metal Gear. I mean, I could see people flocking for that. It'd be kind of interesting, though.
I was never really into it either.
But I could see it. People go watch it. It'd be good. Video games, movies are not have a good rap. I mean, very few actually did well. I mean, Sonic's probably the best one that ever did. I mean,
I wouldn't say Sonic was the best gaming movie. I mean, it was entertaining as hell, but I wouldn't say the
which
best.
one do you say would probably be the best then?
Best gaming movie, in my opinion, was Mortal Kombat.
I really enjoyed that. You know what? I kind of agree. And I actually do like the second one, even though the second one was like a cheap version of that one.
Little bit of gaming, Game Awards news before we end, I guess. Game Awards 2020 this year will be hosted by Gal Gadot. Not familiar who she is. Let me see. Here we go. Gadot is known for her role as Wonder Woman. She played in her Wonder Woman and Justice League. She appeared in Fast and Furious series as Giselle Yashar. Larson, most recently was Captain Marvel, so the actress for Captain Marvel is going to be hosting it as well. She was in Avengers Endgame. She was also she also was Envy in the movie adaptation of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Troy Baker will also be co-hosting this thing. Troy Baker, one of the best voice actors on the planet. Video game staple who has appeared as characters like he was Bruce Wayne in Batman. He was Joel in The Last of Us. He was Snow in Final Fantasy 13. Higgs in Death Stranding. Game Awards will be held 2010. Voting is now open, including games like Final Fantasy Remake, Persona 5 Royal. Doesn't say when it starts on here on this article either. Weird. Alright, let's see. What else is new? What else we got on here? Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution isn't a Netflix exclusive anymore. Oh my god, what do they do to this movie?
What?
Oh god, that looks ugly. Oh my god, that is ugly. What do they do to that movie? Look at this. Look at this.
What sucks is that
This is terrifying.
this is terrifying.
This movie was so good back in the day. And the 3D CGI fucking Ash looks frightening.
Oh god.
Good lord.
You know what sucks is that I was actually staying right on top of your stream, and then something happened. I think it refreshed, and it was like it was only a few seconds behind, and then it refreshed. Now it's kind of like I'm like good chunk behind. It's kind of like how on Drew's show you're like good 15-20 seconds behind.
Pikachu ASMR is now a thing. You can fall asleep listening to Pikachu. Let's have a soundbite, shall we?
I wouldn't take a chance out of that.
No, I'm only going to listen to it for a few seconds. He's chasing a ball back and forth. Is this considered ASMR, though? Pikachu's running around a room, jumping around, and just, like, having fun. Is this considered ASMR? Now he's sleeping. That's good.
I don't know. I was listening to JB's show the other night, and they were saying that Sir Cardinal did a ASMR where he's whispering.
That's generally what ASMR is. But when you're seeing a Pikachu running around a room, just playing, is that considered ASMR? I don't know. What else we got here? Tales of Series 25th Anniversary. Meh.
Oh shit.
Azurine sucks cock. Initial D arcade live stream set for next week. Meh. Looks like we are out of news. I mean, this week's news was dog shit anyway, but
Well,
we had just enough to get through this week.
there's nothing out there. I mean, it's just because you had to find it. You had to get every piece of news. I mean, people like Pat the Indiana's Punk and his podcast. He has the I think he does. Well, Ian does a good job.
Ian also helps him with those gaming stores, which are entertaining as fuck, by the way.
But as I bet what they do, they try to get as much as the news as possible. And like they grind for it, you know.
They also have fans submit questions and stuff too. So
exactly, there's other stuff as well. So and like.
Yeah, TSS said, imagine if the Metal Gear Solid movie was directed by Kojima. Yeah, right, they wouldn't allow that.
They wouldn't allow that. Well, I know it's Konami, so Konami wouldn't let it happen. I mean, I'm sure the film people wouldn't mind, but as Konami, they'll be like, we don't want him to be nowhere near part of it. Plus, he has his own studio. I mean, I don't see it would happen. But
so, Casey, if you have the streaming device you're going to use to try to stream games, you want to show the viewers exactly what you got?
Actually, they're in the other room. I got a few cheap stuff. I mean, I got the GMTA told me, it's small capture card. He said you can get a cheap $10 one. I went for I believe a $25 one. Just to I'd rather pay a little bit more and get a little bit better one. And then also he suggested a splitter that it would bring it to the laptop and I can play it on the screen. So I got that, and then I also have another adapter for one of the bigger things I want to play is the Switch, but then I wouldn't mind playing my Wii U. I wouldn't mind playing Mario 3D World.
You're not going to wait for the Switch version of that one to come out?
I mean, I have it, but I'd be like, it's another 3 months.
Yep. So what is it? Valentine's Day, I think, comes out, right? I believe so.
Yeah, I believe so. It's a bad day to choose. I mean, you're going to choose either to get something for your girlfriend or your loved one, or you get a game.
Or both, if you can afford it.
Exactly. But, it's mainly going to be for the Switch and the Wii U and stuff, but I wouldn't mind playing games just random stuff. I was thinking some of the bigger ones I want to play Jaguar, but I can't find anything that'll take my adapter, the RF adapter.
I'll give you something right now, actually. I bought it. I recommended my brother to buy it. He bought one. It works. And where is it? Purchases.
What does it do?
It lets you hook up a capture device to old consoles so you can stream their games.
Really?
Yes. Where the
it's something the 2600 too.
As long as it takes the RF, the RCA, the AV cables, the red, white, and yellow cable.
Oh, I got something for that. I got the AV cables.
This is what I bought and what my brother bought.
But I got something like that. Well, I see. Let me see what you pulled up. Yeah, I got something like that already. I mean, that's not a bad price though, too. I mean,
yeah, well, you put the HDMI in. You put the HDMI in the one side, and then you plug it to, I guess, your capture device, and then you put the red, white, and yellow cable in the other end. It has micro USB, so you have to plug it into a USB as well, and the resolution switch between 720 and 1080p upscaler.
Make them suffer a little bit. Switch it, keep it on 720. I mean, still it's HD.
Yeah, I mean, when you're upscaling old games, the more you upscale it, the worse it kind of looks anyways.
That's a good point. It really does.
That's what I bought. Actually would like to buy a couple more of them so I don't have to keep switching the cables out for the one I have. I could just have multiple ones and hook them up, because I have a Dreamcast, I have a PS2, N64, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. I think I said PS2 already. And instead of switching the AV cables, across all of them with one box, I could just have multiple boxes, all set up, and I don't have to keep switching the wires back and forth.
Well, I got a suggestion. Get a splitter. Like a normal splitter you put, that has a bunch of AV connections like that.
Well, with that, that pass-through that I just showed you, I don't know if it'll work with a splitter. I haven't tried it.
Because what I'm planning to do, I think it would be cool. I'm going to put it I have my systems running my PS4, my Switch, and my Xbox One through a splitter.
Right.
And so I can switch from one to the other, or a selector. And so I'm thinking what I'll do is I could put the splitter on the other end of the selector, where it's coming from the system to the selector, comes out to the splitter, so it can go to the computer and one can go to the TV.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if a splitter would work with that, but if I had one to try it, I wouldn't mind trying it. Yeah, man, I think we've reached the end of the podcast this week. Again, next Thursday we're going to reconvene. Going to watch the Game Awards. It's going to be a good time. I invited a few people on. I'll probably invite a few more people between now and next week. See how it goes. But well, I think we reached the end of our rope this week, Casey. We went slightly over 2 hours. Like I said, we had just enough to do our 2 hours of material.
Yeah.
So, Casey, I'm going to stay on. This is the end of the podcast. I'm going to stay on and switch over to Tetris 99 for an hour. So, I guess I'll let you go, do whatever you're going to do. I'm sure you're going to want to try to get on monetize this tonight. So.
Maybe. I'm getting tired. I still need to take a shower, so.
Yeah, so I guess I'll let you go, do whatever you got to do. I'm going to play Tetris for an hour as part of my 25 games of Christmas. This will be night number 4, Tetris 99, 18th Maximus Cup. So that being said, Casey, I'll say goodbye to you. Thanks for watching, folks. If you don't stick around for an hour of Tetris, if you do, awesome. If not, then for Casey as well, my name is The Rose. I'll catch your ass down the road.